Trump administration in their pettiness, they have now banned foreign students from enrolling at Harvard University. This is to make an example of Harvard. Harvard is standing strong so far. Put it up full mass, I will give you the explanation. Now, as a college professor, this story and stories like it hit home for me because these become policies that everyone has to follow. These become adverse and illegal policies, in my opinion. Harvard University has stepped up and is suing the Trump administration over their ban on enrolling foreign students. The Ivy League school calls the administration's decision unconstitutional retaliation for defying the White House's demands last month. This is just the latest front in a long conservative war against academia. Now, I want to remind everyone what the Constitution says. The Constitution is very clear. You have freedom of speech. You have freedom of assembly. You have these freedoms, and the government cannot punish you for disagreeing with its ideology, their goals, whatever it may be. Donald Trump is literally taking that and destroying the clause, so much so that even Candace Owens has come out against the current president and his administration, saying this is clearly a violation of the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, hell has frozen over when I can agree with a Candace Owens. Now, the administration has gone from eliminating Harvard's federal grants, targeting its tax-exempt status, now halting its ability to enroll international students. And roughly 1/4 of the students are international students. So Harvard University announced on Friday morning that it was challenging the Trump administration's decision to bar the Ivy League school from enrolling foreign students, calling it unconstitutional retaliation for the school previously defying the White House's political demands. In a lawsuit filed in federal court, this was the Boston circuit, Harvard said the government's actions violate the First Amendment of the US Constitution and will have an immediate and devastating effect for Harvard and more than 7,000 visa holders. In the lawsuit, Harvard stated, quote, with the stroke of a pen, the government has sought to erase 1/4 of Harvard's student body, international students who contribute significantly to Harvard University and its mission. So there's a file for a temporary restraining order to block the Department of Homeland Security from carrying out the move. Harvard enrolls almost 6,800 foreign students. There's another report that says it's a little more than 7,000. Most are graduate students and come from more than 100 countries. Harvard made an official statement, quote, the government's action is unlawful. We are fully committed to maintaining Harvard's ability to host our international students and scholars who hail from more than 140 countries and enrich the university and this nation immeasurably. We are working quickly to provide guidance and support to members of our community. This retaliatory action threatens serious harm to the Harvard community and our country and undermines Harvard's academic and research mission. Okay, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has been at the helm of this effort to take down Harvard because Trump's ghouls hate education. So Kristi Noem posted this and the letter to Harvard on, obviously on X. This administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party on its campus. It is a privilege, not a right, for universities to enroll students and benefit from their higher tuition payments to help pad their multi-billion-dollar endowments. Harvard had plenty of opportunity to do the right thing. It refused. They have lost their student and exchange program, visitor program certification as a result of their failure to adhere to the law. Let this serve as a warning to all universities. That's the point right there. Let this serve as a warning to all universities and academic institutions across the country. Here is what the letter contained. Quote, this action should not surprise you and is the unfortunate result of Harvard's failure to comply with simply reporting requirements. Consequences must follow to send a clear signal to Harvard and all universities that want to enjoy the privilege of enrolling foreign students that the Trump administration will enforce the law and root out the evils of anti-Americanism. Put her picture back up again. Anti-Americanism, you say. Were you being anti-American when you called almost half of this nation's citizens liberal tyrants? Were you anti-American when you decided to categorize those on the left as individuals who were barely worthy of being able to vote, or you signed off on comments and statements by your colleagues who said the same in a political contest? And if we're going to be honest, it's actually okay to be anti-American in your commentary. It's called free speech, madam. The freedom of speech. It is a rule, a law, a statute that you are supposed to uphold. You guys got to get your story straight, because Trump is saying this is because of anti-Semitism. You're saying it's because of anti-Americanism. I'm saying actually both are not illegal. You may not like it. That's the point. You have a right. You may not like it. I don't like all speech, but you have a right to say it. And also I have the right to respond to it. So this is, extreme what you all are doing. And utilizing Harvard as a proxy to every other university in the United States of America, well, that's the plan that you all are embarking on. So I'm saying for folks who may not even rock with Harvard got to win this one. Harvard has to win this one, because if Harvard doesn't win this one by proxy, all of the other universities, well, they lose out too, and we have to continue to fight this fight. These individuals are intentionally destroying the United States of America, and don't think it stops with just the foreign students being able to enroll or certain money being withheld. No, they are coming after accreditation. They're coming after your federal aid. They're coming after your Pell Grants. They're coming after all of it, every bit of it. They're going to take it away until you do the bidding of Trump University and nobody else. All right, Reecie, thoughts here?
Well, Dr. Richey, I mean, you point out something very important. Even if people don't rock with Harvard, see what this administration has been doing is they have strategically picked targets that people in their base and a large portion of the country are unsympathetic to. People look at Harvard as a wealthy elite institution that they can't relate to, so they're not connecting the dots on how this assault on Harvard is an assault on higher education. It's also an assault on science. It's an assault on research. This administration has cut the science budget by 50%. It is at its lowest level ever. So this is just one symptom of their assault on what drives our economy. Donald Trump is tariffing the hell out of the world to bring back manufacturing jobs. Like Steve Madden said the other day, we don't want to be in factories building socks. We want to be at the forefront of research. We want to be at the forefront of medical advances, of climate change, combating climate change. So this is just one of those things where people look at it and they like, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't get into Harvard or whatever. And they think that this is a non-issue. The other part I think is important for people to understand is, yes, Harvard is incredibly powerful. They have the best lawyers. They have a massive endowment. They are a prestigious institution. But there are real consequences for the individual foreign students that are impacted by this. The way that their status is revoked in limbo, not in limbo. We know that this administration does not adhere to judicial rulings on not deporting people, on honoring the status that judges have bestowed on people before. And so a lot of people are going to make the calculation, I don't want to be snatched off of the streets of Cambridge trying to go to work or trying to go to school. This isn't worth it. And it's going to create a brain drain. The point of it is also cruelty. And the point of it is to just shake everybody into compliance. I know that 77 million people went to vote for Donald Trump, but they did not vote for him to be the new chancellor or dean of Harvard. He's supposed to be working on gas prices, on egg prices, and on everything else that he has no interest in doing except for making it worse for everybody else, not Harvard.
That's right. And that's the compelling point, right? That everything he said he would fix, he hasn't fixed, hasn't paid attention to. And if you voted for Trump because you believe that he could fix these things, you have to agree now he can't fix them and he's not interested in fixing them. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.